Oh, what a glorious thing to be a healthy, grown-up, busy bee, whiling away the passing hours.
Hello again and welcome back to the workshop. In this, the second part of this short series of videos about the low-profile rotary table, I will show the basic machining details of the actual rotary table itself, which involves the making and use of an arbor to hold the blank table for machining. Hope you enjoyed. Here we are over at the lathe. This plate will form the rotary table itself. I've previously turned it to width, grounded parallel on each side so that the finished diameter is 15 millimeters. Additionally, I've drilled a through hole of 12 millimeters and opened that out to a depth of 11 millimeters, diameter 32, to accept the bearing upon which the rotary table will turn. It's a nice gentle fit within, and that will be not super glued but Loctited into the table and be rotate on the spigot. I haven't shown you any of the machining details because frankly I think it's boring to see someone churning great lumps out of the metal. I'm now about to finish the bearing recess to a depth of 11.5 millimeters, and to that end I've attached a dial indicator here, brought the tool up to the work to zero it. I did that off camera. I've now taken the boring tool inwards very slightly to clear the already machined area, and winding the carriage forward, we get to the end of the previously bored hole, and that's 11.16 on the dial indicator here. So if I now start up the lathe, the sound will probably drown out my voice, so I won't say anything, and I'll advance the tool to 11.5 on the dial and then traverse it inwards to give a facing cut. There we are, that's that operation finished. Apart from just one thing, I'll just take the sharp edge off the bore with the deburring tool. Now, in order to finish off the turning of the recess on the diameter, I'm going to make up a mandrel with a sloping face to centre on the bore, secure it with a small plate and a nut on the other side, and turn between centres. I'll show that in later in the video. Back at the lathe with the 6-jaw chuck mounted, piece of 1¼ inch diameter steel mounted in the chuck, ready to start making the arbor. First job is to face off, centre drill a recess for the tailstock support. Then I'll reduce this down to 20mm diameter for a distance of about 55 millimeters. Let's see, about oh no, in fact about 30 will do. Then the face I will angle just with a angle insert, probably use the larger one. Further reduce the diameter to 13mm, which matches the hole in the rotary table, not 12mm as I think I said earlier. Lastly will be a 10mm thread, which I'll put on with the tailstock die holder. Not very interesting to watch, but I'll just do the facing off first and then bring you back when all that lot's done. There, picked up a bit of chatter. Thought I could save myself some trouble by pushing it in the middle and then dragging it out, but that didn't work. However, that is now faced off. I'll bring in the tailstock and centre drill it. Centre drill's in the chuck. I'll just drop a bit of cutting oil on there. We all know how these centre drills like to break themselves off. There we are. There's a nicely formed centre for the revolving centre to run in when I actually do the turning. There's the finished arbor. The taper is this section here, which locates on the 32mm cutout of the rotary table. There's a clearance portion here, 13mm diameter, locates the centre hole, and a threaded portion just takes the nut, snugs it up nice and tight. There's the setup that I've used to finish the table to size. It's running nice and true on the arbor. I didn't bother to show you all the cutting out. If you want to see people carving great chunks out of round bits of metal, there are plenty of other YouTube users out there that will show you that. That brings to an end part 2 of this series of videos in which we covered the manufacture of a purpose-built arbor on which to mount the rotary table in order to finish to size. The next part will deal with mounting the table on the 4-inch rotary table in preparation for milling the slots and holes, various engraved lines, etc. So if you have been, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.